Okay guys, so as usual, I take my time when it comes to news. So the only reason this video is coming out right now, and the only reason you see that as the title, is because I've waited. Because I've actually put some of my own thoughts into this. Here's what I've come up with. When you look at what PlayStation is doing by adding the PlayStation 4K and how the Xbox One is coming out with the Xbox Scorpion, well, that's the code name for both the consoles, I firmly believe that both consoles are killing the console generation in general. Now, what do I mean by that? Well, I was watching a lot of Richard Review Tech, and he talked a lot about how the consoles that come out now are very underpowered. I guess what he said was 3 years away from what they were when they launched, so basically now they should have launched. In other words, there should have been a 10-year plan with the PlayStation 3 and the Xbox 360, which honestly I could see that working out. But we as a society want better graphics and higher resolution. In fact, current games now can't even kick out the 1080p that they so claim, but we can get games from last generation. As an example, Uncharted the Collection, we can get that at its highest point of 1080p and high resolution graphic qualities for a console game that was last gen. But here's why I say that the two new systems that are coming out are going to kill console gaming. Basically, you buy a console just to game. Okay, you buy it for that generation. It is going to be for 5 to 6 years of the plan. So for 5 to 6 years, without having to upgrade anything or do anything, you are set. So what does this do? This basically comes off like a PC gaming type of machine. Why not just make it so it's upgradable with software and all that other stuff? But once again, that becomes the point. I didn't get into PC gaming for that strict reason. The fact that I would need graphics cards, memory cards, the fact that I would need to run a super machine on some of the best games out there. Yes, it would be worth my time and money to build an $1,100 computer that is going to be just completely off the wall insane and run everything at the highest resolution, at the highest point, at the fastest point, and look the best, and look better than consoles. But see, that's not what I'm in it for. I'm a casual gamer. I want to have a console that I turn on, and that is my machine that I use to play video games. Old, new, whatever it is. Having two consoles, brand new, come out after only 3 years into this generation is absolutely ridiculous. When it comes to the new specs of the PlayStation 4K, I'm very interested in buying one. But people use the argument that, oh, we upgrade our phones every so often, every year, once a year, or twice a year. That's different. Okay, let me give you the example. Me and my brother, we have Sprint. We share a line, we share a plan. But when I bought my iPhone, I bought it full price, okay? And when I bought my iPhone, because Sprint had a deal going, we have Apple forever. So every time a new iPhone comes out, we're going to get an upgrade, and all we do is pay the tax. So a $600 phone is going to cost me $60. So yes, it's worth it to upgrade for that. But this is a console. This is something where you're asking me to pay, again, another $400, maybe even $500, depending on what you're charging with the VR for PlayStation, because I am going back to PlayStation. You are charging me full price. You're not even going to take my console back. Maybe GameStop will give me a special, but I'm not getting the full price of my console back, or I'm not even getting a tenth of the price of the new console just to upgrade. That's the problem. That is the very big problem when it comes to console gaming. When you get a console, you are invested. You are basically giving that company your money for the time being that that console life is going to be going. Now, you have to completely redo everything in the plan. By coming out with a new PlayStation and by coming out with a new Xbox, you are, just like with Nintendo coming out with a new 3DS almost every 6 months, which was ridiculous, you're splitting the market down the middle over and over and over again. You make games that are not supposed to be played on an old system, that can't play on an old system, that have to be bought for a newer system. And some people, they have already bought their previous system. They don't want to buy another one. And that's the thing with it. If we're going to do this, then we should just get rid of consoles altogether and just go to PC gaming. But that's not the whole point. Because if we did that, then we would just kill the console games out there. We would just kill the consoles completely. And that's not what I want. I love having a console that is just strictly for gaming. And I love having a computer that's strictly for business. That's how I grew up. I grew up that way. Maybe I have an emulator or two on my current computer, but I can tell you right now, I'm not running Doom on my PC, and I'm not going to run Overwatch on my PC. I'm playing Overwatch on my PlayStation 4, because that's what I bought it for. I bought it to play video games, and I think that's what Sony is missing. Yes, the system is not powerful. I'm sorry, it does suck. But coming out with the PlayStation codename Neo, with all these nice, wonderful specs, just so it can support VR and 4K TVs, that should have been in the plan 3 to 4 years ago. It wasn't out of reach. It was not out of reach. But that's the thing. It's been poor planning this entire generation, both from Nintendo and Xbox and PlayStation. All three companies have done poor planning. And it's one of those things where I look at it and go, you guys really need to get focused. Because what you're doing right now is killing console gaming. And that is sad. That is sad to me, that we're going to be killing consoles this way. By having it where it's always upgradable, where you have to buy parts, where you have to install parts. Yeah, it can be made easy, but that's not what I bought a console for. I bought it to be already made, put together, and turn it on, and just sign in and play. That's it. That's all I bought it for, was just to play. And you know what? That's frustrating to me, that we're at that point with console gaming. But anyway, that's enough of that talk. So let's get at your thoughts. PlayStation 4K, are you going to get it? Are you dedicated to the PlayStation? Or are you thinking about switching over to the Xbox Scorpion that may have a little bit more improvement and be on par with the PlayStation? I don't know. I haven't seen the specs yet for the Scorpion. And we're going to see if Microsoft can even catch up. As it is, I'm a Microsoft fanboy, so I'm hoping they catch up, but I love my PlayStation more.